everyone, and welcome to Bop's Garden. We're here in the first week in October in this beautiful fall day in the northwest hills of Connecticut, and I want to show off this tree, a very interesting specimen tree. This is Acer Monumentale. It's also called Acer Saccharum Monumentale, which means that it's a sugar maple. Yes, it really is a sugar maple. It was first found in Newton, Mass at a cemetery, and they grow to 50-60 feet tall, and it was known as the Newton Sentry. Sometime in the 1880s is when it was discovered, and this natural mutation is also called a sport. It got short stubby leaves, and this is the way it grows. It's never pruned. Sometimes they get a little shaggy, but other than that they can be left alone. This is a very interesting and very rare specimen tree. It gets, some years it gets a really brilliant yellow foliage, and other years it's not so good, but it's very consistent with the yellow coloring. It was initially brought into the nursery trade by a fellow by the name of F.L. Temple. So after a while it was known as Temple's Upright, and you may still see that name from time to time. But it's more commonly referred to as the Acer Monumentale. It's an easy tree, it's very carefree, it's a very hardy tree. We've had winds up to 100 miles an hour here. It sways back and forth, and it never broke. We do have a lightning rod on this though. For this kind of location on this hilltop, that would be pretty important. The lightning rod goes all the way up to the top. I've been here over 20 years, and you can actually cast a shadow, and you can see down here the shadow kind of throws off into this area here, and we have various landmarks that we notice from time to time. When it lines up with that light in there, it just happens to be around noontime. So it acts almost as a sundial, which is quite interesting. We have a few more on this property to show you, if you believe it or not, that we have 2 more of these. So I looked online recently and wanted to see their availability, and all the nurseries that I could find right now are out of stock, but with some diligence you may be able to find these. They, of course, they won't be this big, but you can probably do some research and find them if you like. And you can see they can be fairly close to the house. Because they never need to be pruned. Now, we did have some construction on this property, and we actually had to move these 2 trees. And we had a big machine in here, and they were dug out, and they were put out onto the lawn with a ton of dirt over the root balls, and they were out there for a year. And the construction was complete. We brought them back up here, we planted them again, and they were a little rough surviving that first couple months, but they rebounded. So they're a pretty adaptable tree, and they're pretty hardy. From time to time they do get shaggy, so then you'll need to call in an arborist for this. We never try to get up there on our own, so that's the kind of thing that you would call the arborist for. So thank you for watching Bop's Garden, and please share, subscribe, and comment on my videos, and we'll see you next time. Remember, be curious, not judgmental.